automation anywhere as a software engineer, and coming to this industry, I'm a part of this industry since quite a few of years, and I am here to just give a brief and highlight about what is RPA, what is happening inside RPA, and then how it can enhance your future into the RPA industries. If anyone of you is interested to know the future technologies which will help you or help your career to grow in a better way or to fasten its growth, right? So let's see what RPA is. There's a bit of delay. Just a second, please bear with me. Okay, so coming to the RPA, now we are going to see the definition of RPA, of what is RPA, because generally people talks about RPA. Now, being into college, it's pretty much difficult for us to understand the real example of RPA, how RPA is used across industries and all. So let's get started with the basic, like what is RPA, and then slowly we will move to the other use cases that we have for today. So coming to the definition of RPA, RPA is nothing but, as you can see, the term robot is nothing but a virtual robot. It's not something called physical robot. So it's nothing but using of the software bots to automate some kind of manual repetitive work, some redundant work, which almost happens in everyone day-to-day life. So if we split this three terms, robotic process automation, so robot means a virtual piece of software that works into your computer. Process means a set of sequential actions, and automation you all know, right? Being into the institute or being into the engineering segment. So automation is nothing but anything which gets rid of human intervention, and then anything that is flexible, that moves fast ahead. So if you put these three words into together, now it will make sense. Any kind of virtual robot that follows a set of instruction provided by the human, and then which does the job very easily, is nothing but robotic process automation. So here we can see the example of, and now let's understand what is digital workforce. So we apply RPA into industry, and now it is very important for us to understand what is the difference between a work that a human does versus a work that a robot does. So inside a human, we can see the human has the ability to act, which we do. The human has the ability to think. The human also analyzes, and then the human also takes a coffee break, right? I mean, it's a part of our life, and then we have to do it. Now comparing it to the digital workforce, which is nothing but the RPA, which is nothing but the bot that you build, you can directly relate these relate the above components to the below ones. So when we talk about act, it's nothing but we apply RPA rate. So the RPA bots that we develop is nothing but sets of actions that we define for any robot to act accordingly. We as a human, we think, and then the robot also has some of the abilities, which is nothing but the cognitive abilities, which consume some of the machine learning and artificial intelligence capabilities to think and then to act. So here in the RPA world, we consume, or we have machine learning and artificial capabilities that has the power to auto understand, or to kind of understand like what we humans think. And then the third thing is nothing but analyzing. So we humans analyze from our brain, and then we also have something in the RPA platform, which is smart analytics, which gives you a report, which gives you everything that the robot performs in a day-to-day life. And then here you can see, I mean, we as a human, we need coffee, or like we take a coffee break, but in here in the digital workforce, it's not needed. So a robot can work 24/7, 365 days a year, and this is what the difference is between a human workforce and a digital workforce. Definitely there are some differences, so let's go through the slide one by one to see what are the differences we have. So there are two kind of robots in the industries. When it comes to RPA, it's attended versus unattended. So attended means any kind of thing which requires a human intervention. So there are kind of automations in the industries which a robot cannot do end to end. So a robot cannot perform 100% of the automations. There are still manual interventions needed. For an example, we have to take a sign off from one of the bosses of the company, or one of the bosses of your college, or maybe professor of your college, and then we can automate the remaining part of it, that is the 80% of it we can automate it, and then all the 20% we can still combine with a human report to do the automation. So those kind of automations are called attended automations. And then unattended automations is something which can happen in the background, so we don't need any intervention. It can happen overnight, and then the morning when we come back, we see the robot has already done its job. So this is the difference between attended and unattended. Now the main thing is what can be automated with RPA. Now being into college, we know that there are a variety of industry use cases that we might not be aware with, right? So coming to a very simple example, these are the sets of very simple examples which we follow in our day-to-day life. As in the industries also, these are the majority of the use cases which comes in the automation list, where RPA comes into the picture and then helps all of the companies, all of the industries to get these things automated. So previously what used to happen in industries is that people used to do redundant jobs. They used to daily go to offices, they used to sit in their desk, and then they used to perform redundant actions as for logging into machines, fetching some Excels, filling some forms, taking the invoices, doing the sign off. So it's the same thing daily and daily. So we as a human also will get bored after certain days of performing the same thing again and again. So definitely that is where a robot comes in and then picks up all of the redundant tasks that a human used to do earlier. And that is where there are a lot of benefits, not only on the front of RPA, not only on the front of company, but on both the fronts of a human versus a RPA. So we'll also see what are the benefits and then how it benefits both of us as a human and as a for the industry, and with the help of the RPA. So in here we see that these are some of the simplest examples of what RPA does in the real life. So just like filling a form in the PDF or filling a form in somewhere, logging into websites is one of the most common examples that we see across. Just like if we want to log into a website, extract some data out of that. For an example, we log in into Amazon.com, and then we extract all of the mobile phone data, and then we pick up those data in Excel sheet or maybe in a Word document, and then we figure out that, hey, which mobile is better to buy within this to this range, right? So there are a little bit of examples what we can do with it. And other things are like opening email attachments, doing website scraping, performing calculations, and then extracting data from anywhere, move files from here to there, work with Excel, anything. So with RPA there's kind of no limitations to the scope. You can perform almost everything which doesn't require any human intervention. Now coming to the benefits of RPA, as I was speaking in my earlier slide. So the benefits of RPA, I mean, the more we talk about benefits, the less it is. But still, these are some of the benefits of RPA. So when it comes to human execution, we know that we as a human are always prone to error. So we will always make mistakes because we are humans. So it's definitely for sure that we will make mistakes. But robot, when it is programmed to do a certain thing, it's the chances of failure or the chances of mistakes are tremendously low, and that is where the accuracy comes into the picture, the consistency comes into the picture, and with that we can see a better reliability within the company and the other kind of clients where the company provides the services, or maybe it's internally for their product development or for their anything, I mean, across industries. And with that we can see a better compliance, and with that we can also see a better productivity across all of the works that is being done. So as I said, I mean, the more we talk, the less it is with the benefits of RPA. But these are some of the interesting benefits of RPA that we see, which comes as a fast reaction whenever RPA is deployed in any organization or industry. So here are some of the industries and verticals where the RPA belongs. So starting from the financial domain to the engineering to oil and manufacturing sector, from the retail sector to anything. I mean, to any companies across industries, across all verticals, RPA applies. So we also have a list where we will talk about where are these actually seen right now in the current market. Okay, so being into the education system, when I think of my past days when I was in a college, I always used to think that the theories that I read in my book, whether it's gonna be real, whether how much percentage of that can impact the real world. What am I doing? I mean, I'm reading theories, but out of these theories, how much percentage of it can actually be applied? What's the impact behind that? So in RPA, when I got into this industry, in the RPA industry, I saw that with almost every kind of work that we do in the RPA industry has a perfect impact, and the impact is visible. It's visible to everyone, and the impact not only gives the efficiency of the company, not only improves the overall architecture of the company, it also has a tremendous effect on reducing cost, delivering better outcomes, and then a lot of things. I mean, those also comes as a part of benefits of RPA. Now here you can see that these are some of the real-time examples of how RPA is creating real-time impact. There are thousands of examples, but here we are talking about the three, like releasing cargo from the port authorities in minutes, nurses spending more time with patients versus filling forms. So all of these things that people were doing, that was part of their work, but now when RPA came into the picture, these people got freed from these services, and they're focusing on the areas where they need to focus. And then the insurance claims are getting resolved faster. So whenever there is a car accident or like a bike accident or anything, in the earlier days it used to take 20 to 25 days. That's also a very minimum number of days for some of the companies, and there were a lot of procedures, filling this form, verification, and then a lot of procedures. But now we see that some of these companies have applied RPA in the behind, and then it makes the process tremendously faster, and then it helps to release the claim within minutes, and then the people gets the money after this verification within 1 or 2 days into their account. So these are some of the real-time impacts that we see. Even in one of the latest examples that we see, due to the COVID-19 impact, a lot of airlines were facing challenges for their cancellation requests, because there were millions and millions of people who were willing to cancel their request. So now RPA, as a quick reaction, came into the picture. They deployed some of the quick bots to some of the world famous airlines, and then what earlier it used to take hours for doing the cancellation got reduced to minutes. So these are some of the real-time impacts that RPA does to the whole of the human life. Now here are some of the RPA use cases, the common use cases that we actually see, just like bank account opening. So it used to be like there are a lot of verifications, a lot of authentications that happens beyond each and every of these use cases. Just like whenever we open a bank account, there are a lot of paperworks that used to happen behind the table, right? So now with RPA, these processes have become tremendously easier for any of the organizations to process their paperwork, to process their other stuff, just like filling your KYC form, HR onboarding. HR onboarding means whenever you join a company, your human resource team will have your documentations, and then they will do all of the background checks and all. So these are some of the use cases where RPA has already made a very deep impact in the market. So here is some of the numbers, and if you see across geographies, we can see that these countries have already started using RPA, and there's a lot of demand, lot of traffic inside these geographies. So some of the main countries, the most demandable country being India, from the place from where we are. So it's like 6,000 job openings are there, and then some of the installed talents, it's near about to 16,000, and then followed by US is also near about to India, and then the other countries we can see the data and the statistics. So in the right hand side we can see that what are the job roles available. So in the inside RPA sector, we not only have positions for development, but we have positions across all of the sectors, across all of the verticals that we have, for starting from business analyst, starting from consultant, starting from solution architect, and then starting from developers to analysts to everything. Now, having said that, the main thing, how to start the journey with us, the Automation Anywhere platform. So the first thing that we provide is learn. It's very important for us to learn about the platform, to learn about the capabilities of the platform, utilizing one of our beautiful products that we have called Automation Anywhere University. So in here already there are a lot of courses, there are a lot of tracks in the Automation Anywhere University, a lot of learning trains, a lot of certifications and developer docs. We will talk about this later. And then after learning, we can build the products and we can utilize them into some of our real life scenarios. So just for an example, in our college, when we were in college days, there used to be a lot of scenarios where some of the engineering folks were interested to automate, but at those days we had less opportunities in RPA was not there. Just for an example, making a software that does the seating arrangement for the college, or making a software that does the architectural, or that does the book placing process in a library. So these processes were earlier, back in the days, where used to be the programmers, and the programmers used to develop the job. But now with the help of RPA, you actually don't need much technical knowledge to do that, because it's just a drag and drop interface, and anyone can do that. I mean, regardless of your background or regardless of the subject that you're reading. So these are some of the components which will help you to start your journey. So after learning from our developer tracks, after learning from the Automation University, you can really go into the community edition which we have. We also have the link below, I'll talk about that. We can download it, and then we can create some of the bots, we can create APIs, we can create SDKs to see what's the impact in the place in which we are in now. That will really help us to reshape our career for the future, because RPA is the future and you guys are also the future. And the third thing is engaging. So we have a lot of every of the communities are like free. We have a people community where people comes and engage with anyone, and then we have a lot of dev conferences, meetups, hackathons going on, which are very interesting, and anyone can participate in that. And then we have earned. So that's the last point, that we have reward. So we have our beautiful digital work at marketplace. So I'll talk about it later. But here, what we can do, we can actually sell our bots. We can build a bot, and if you feel that the bot has some value in it, which can add value to our organization, or which can add a value to someone's life, we can really put up a price and then make it available to bots to run. Then whenever any customer purchases that, the uploader of the bot or the creator of the bot directly receives the amount in his pocket. So this is how the whole journey starts with and then ends with. So these are the four interesting components where our product lies: learn, build, engage, and earn. So the first thing is Automation Anywhere University. So we have this link, public link, university.automationanywhere.com. Lavneet and Krishna also would be describing about it later. And then these are some of the numbers in the Automation Anywhere University. We have already done 7.5 million courses with 90,000 plus certifications, and then we have like 100 plus online courses, 100 plus training partners who are engaged with Automation Anywhere as a whole partner and product. Okay, now here's a quick demo or walkthrough about our platform that we have and how we can utilize this to make something real. So this is the login page of our product. If we go to, if we register ourselves in the community version, the link is below. I'll also come to it later. So we just have to log in. We just have to register ourselves with a username and password with the email. And then this is the home page where it asks for the username and password, and we can simply click on login to log into the application that we have, the web application that we have. You really don't have to install any kind of thing into your machine. There's only a minor installation that needs to happen, but that will be taken care of automatically when we try to create a bot. Now this is the platform, how it looks like after it gets logged in. So in the left hand side we can see there are pretty much of options like my bots, credentials, packages. So in the my bots we can go and then create any of the bots that we have. So in here we can see there are almost like 500 plus commands, or like maybe more command packages and everything that we have to just drag and drop to create something. It's a graphical user interface. Also there are coding platforms where we can drag and drop and have our Python script integrated, VB script integrated, JavaScript integrated. But again, that's on the technical side. If anyone is not interested to do that, they can simply use our GUI platform. It's just a drag and drop, making a flowchart, and or like we have two views. You can either make a flowchart or you can go with a list item, and then you can have the bot developed into your platform. So we have pretty much of learning available in our university portal, which are like self-explanatory once you read it, and after that I think anyone can go and then build these bots around RPA. Okay. Yeah, so that is what I was talking about. So we just have to go drag and drop. So these are some of the examples, just like launching a website. So let's say we have a scenario where we only know the component's name, and then our purpose is to go inside Amazon.com or Flipkart.com and extract some of the data of any of the products that we have. The product can be a washing machine, the product can be a book, the product can be a mobile, anything. So what are the steps that we need? The first step that we need is launching a website. The second step that we need is extracting the data. The third step that we need is where do we want to extract the data, either be it Excel or Word or where. And the fourth step that we need is close every applications that were open during these applications. So we can just drag and drop 4 of the commands from here, from the left hand side to the right hand side, saying that my first step would be launch a website, my second step would be extract some data, my third step would be saving the data to some particular place, and my fourth step would be exit. It's as simple as that. So we can drag and drop, we can create the bot by simply dragging and dropping, and then our automation flow is done. So we can build this automation within minutes, within 20 minutes, that can have a real-time impact with anyone, right? So this is as simple as that. Okay, cool. Now coming to the place from where we can download our community edition is given here. We can go to www.automationanywhere.com/product/community edition. Even you can Google it up, and then you have to just fill up a form by giving some of the information, just like your first name, last name, email, your country name and all, and then you will get email with your control room with your link from where you can go and then log into your bot building platform. So this is the link for our community engagement, which we call as apeople.com. The URL is given over here, apeople.automationanywhere.com. So we can log in over here, and in fact, if we face any challenges, or if we have any doubts, or if we want to see some of the common challenges that people faces across other industries, we can just go over there and engage with any of the RPA developers, RPA enthusiasts, or like whoever is interested in RPA. Maybe we haven't installed the platform, but we are interested to see what goes on. We can still go and then see what people are up to inside RPA, or like who are using the Automation Anywhere platform. Okay, now coming to the futuristic job roles, I think we have already discussed about that. So these are some of the interesting job roles that you can apply to, just like RPA developer, RPA support engineer, business analyst, infrastructure engineer, solution architect, project manager, test engineer, and process specialist, right? And there are also quite a bit of few other numbers, which are there. So you can see that where the RPA is across industries, and then we have a lot of scope in RPA when it comes to our future. Okay, now who's looking for RPA skilled workforce? So here are some of the companies where the RPA products mainly gets used. These are some of the companies where our platform is there, and these are all the market leaders in the engineering and IT segment. Coming to the verticals across the industries where it gets follows. So right from the left hand side, we can see the financial companies, the financial main companies, just like in the banking segment. In the financial segment, we have companies like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, MasterCard, Visa. And then in the engineering segment, we have Honeywell, Caterpillar, Bosch. And then in the pharma, we have all of the major pharma industry, just like Novartis, AstraZeneca, Pfizer. In the telecom segment, we have Airtel as an Indian company, and then Verifone, AT&T, Huawei. And then in the high-tech industry, in the ID, we have LinkedIn, Dell. In the energy sector, we have companies. In the manufacturing sectors also, we have companies. So not only these are some of the examples, but in anywhere across any industry, starting from retail to anything, right? We have RP across all of the places, and then from here we can quickly understand that how easy, or like how important it is for us to learn RPA, so that we can quickly reshape our future, because the technology is very easy and the demand is very high in the market. So with this we can see that how quickly we can reshape our career, and then how quickly we can learn these to add a value into our portfolio or career growth. Okay, move on to the next slide. My machine is somewhat slow. Okay, now the last thing is how to make easy money, right? This is the most interesting topic, and there are ways when we do the first 3 steps, that is learn, build, and we see that the 4th step is nothing but earning some easy money, right? We also engage with people, and then we are the master of the platform. And now the 4th step is nothing but reward. How do we reward ourselves? How do we reward not only ourselves but also other people's, not by only earning the money ourselves, but also by helping other people outside, right? So it does both of the jobs together. So we have our marketplace, which is a public marketplace available. The URL is botstore.automationanywhere.com. So here we see a lot of people have developed bots which are kind of generic. Just for an example, we have use cases like creating an account, a bank account, right? Or like processing some of the invoices in the bank account. So these are the use cases which not only which a single company doesn't use it. It's used across all of the companies. So any company which comes in can hire a bot, can hire a digital worker which can do the job, which can do the job 24 hours, which can do the job 365 days, and you don't have to pay them monthly salary, right? You are just hiring it for one time, you are purchasing it for one time, you are paying the subscription for an year, and then you're getting the work done as many for as many days as possible. I mean, like for 24 hours 365, it doesn't care because it's a robot, it can do anything. So in this way, if you feel that you have already learned our platform and then you have the capability to go and then put up a bot into the bot store to start selling, you can easily do that. It's available publicly. So all you have to do is build a bot and post it to bot store, and then you can put up a price, and then if someone is interested, purchase that, and you can earn the easy money out of that. So this is just an example. This is a bot developed by some of the company, and then here you can see there's a button called start 30-day free trial. So a customer can basically go and then start a 30-day free trial, and if he's interested, he can also purchase the bot. So for this example, when anyone purchases this bot, the bot's cost is $2,500 USD, and then whenever they purchase it, the customer makes a profit out of that. So this is all about bot store, and this is all about all of the 4 products, interesting products that we have. If you recall, it's Learn, which is nothing but AU, Automation Anywhere University. The second thing is Build, which is nothing but our main RPA platform that we have, the enterprise, the community RPA platform. The third thing is nothing but Engage. We have apeople.automation.com. Also, we have the documentation side, the docs.automation.com, where you can get a lot of resources free, easily available. And then we have the fourth one, which is nothing but the marketplace, where you can really reward yourself after learning all of the previous 3 components that we had.
Thank you everyone for joining this session, and thanks Uncle for covering up on what is Automation Anywhere and our presence in the industry, and what we've been doing in the product perspective, and whereas customers and partners to cover up. Just to give a quick background, my name is Krishna Raju, and I'm part of Automation Anywhere University team, where I manage university engagement across India and ASEAN. If you look at the quick stat, we have delivered about 1 lakh trainings ahead, and then we have 12,000 plus certified professionals, and we've got roughly around 3 lakh plus students who have been on our platform, and we've been engaging with 150 plus institutes so far. Now, why have we been doing with universities? Why are we engaging with universities to provide RPA? Is one of the questions. Now, if you look at, most of you would be knowing what is NASSCOM. NASSCOM has identified 8 future skills, like your artificial intelligence, machine learning, 3D printing, cloud, mobile. Likewise, RPA is one of the 8 trending technology future skills, which will bring in roughly about 20 lakh jobs in the coming couple of years. So if you do a rough math, around 2.5 to 3 lakh jobs are going to come up only from RPA space, and which is why the RPA is picking up the space in terms of the technology benefits as well. Now, what is the learning patterns? If you look at a learning pattern, it's break down into a very simple learning trails. One, students have to go through e-learning online self-based mode, and we also provide classroom training, be it virtual, be it classroom, and and we also provide a little bit of recording sessions which are already available. And there is certification process which is there, and students, faculty can access this training through mobile or any of the Android or iOS platform, through iPads and phones. And there's also a clear learning path which is being designed. If you recall Ankun's presentation, there are role-based jobs like your RPA developer, RPA solution architect, business analyst, and so on. So these are the learning paths which has been designed for this particular role-based learning, so that students, once they are certified, can take up this role-based learning path and climb up the ladder in their career. Now, why students have, what is the biggest advantage for a student is, one, he or she are getting this course right at their academics, infused with their academics. And just to give a quick update, the moment the student is out of the campus, he or she roughly spend around 65 to 70,000 to become a certified RPA consultant on Automation Anywhere. So we have got about 35 to more than 35 partners in India, like your NIT, Talent Sprint, and so on, who have been providing these, who have been training working professionals on RPA with Automation Anywhere, and they roughly spend so much of money to get themselves certified and start their new career journey on that. So with university, our engagement is completely non-commercial, which is why a student gets this complete program right at the academics. And he also gets a hands-on practice, because we deploy a software. The software which we deploy is roughly around 65 to 70 lakhs. That's the kind of investment which we've been making, which is why we've been very choosy in terms of engaging the colleges. Not all the colleges is what we've set up labs, and it's because of the continuous industry integrated programs which is run by JPR Institute, and the interest of the students and faculty. We've been set up lab at your campus where you have where you can also have a hands-on practice, followed by there will be a global level certification which will enhance your job opportunities and gives a visibility as well. And the biggest advantage for the universities as well is one, association with a global leader like us. You also get a bot lab, and it also attracts your current hiring partners and also new hiring partners who look at RPA skills as well. Now, what is it benefits our customer or partner? Now, if you look at, it's very easy to get a 9 years, 10 years or a 12 years Java or a C++ experienced guys in the market, but you will not find more than 3 years or 4 years RPA experience, RPA experts, or any working professional on RPA. You will not get more than 3 to 4 years. So which is why most of our consulting partners and customers are struggling for the skills in the market. And if at all they get it, they demand a high salary, and they keep switching from company A to B and B to C, and again come back to A, almost doubling this, which has become a current challenge for our customers and partners. Which is why we started this initiative by setting up labs and engaging with top premium colleges across the country and across the globe, by providing the e-learning programs, classroom training, and also drive them through the certification program also. Now with this thing, for the partners, they get a ready-made resource, and they cut down on the bench period time, and they don't need to if you have observed, gone of those days where companies used to come and pick up in 300, 400, 500 people numbers, and that doesn't mean that people have stopped hiring. Hiring is definitely there, but it's purely on skill base. Now the interviewer is looking at what kind of technology you can speak, what are the language you speak, and how can you integrate different technology like RPA with ERP, RPA with AI, RPA with machine learning, RPA with data science. How will you integrate different technologies and solutions, and what is your knowledge, or at least at a foundational level, if you are able to talk this kind of language, that is what a customer or partner is looking for. This cuts down their interview process, which is being prolonged, and this cut down their training time. They can quickly put them on a 2 weeks or a 3 weeks training and put them on projects which increase their early productivity. Now, these are some of the companies who look at the talent. I'm sure this you would have seen in the earlier slide. Some of the biggest customers are there. We've got the numbers have increased now. It's reach up to 4,500 plus. Is RPA restricted to one particular stream? Definitely not. This particular slide should be able to help you. Any business which has a repetitive, a mundane activity which is data driven, RPA is deployed and run through there. So if you look at BSFI, we've got banks which are working on like the likes of ANZ, Society General, Chase, JP Morgan Chase, and things like that. At the same time, you have pharmaceutical companies like AstraZeneca, GSK, and so on. In telecom, we have got AT&T, Verizon, Airtel. So these are so students should not think that RPA is only for a circuit branch or probably only for IT companies or something like that. So RPA is deployed across all streams, and it is not restricted to one. It is not restricted to one particular line of business. So which is why you see completely a cloud-based business like Google or Yahoo use RPA. At the same time, we have Volkswagen or General Motors who use RPA, who are also into manufacturing sector. So these are the few universities, large universities, international universities whom we signed up, and the programs which is being delivered across the globe, and about 9 to 10 different countries. And these are big names in India too. We've signed up with about 150 plus institutes across the globe, majority being in India, where we provide our content to the campuses and they run the program with us. So who are the audience? How does it fitment? If you look at the foundation e-learning course, every single user can take up. Like my colleague said, it is not, you don't need a hardcore developing, a developer skills probably on .NET, Java or something like that. You don't need to know deep dive programming skills to know RPA at a start point. So which is why we've designed an e-learning program called Bot Aspirant, where every student can enroll for this and go through a 12 hours of e-learning program. At end of it, they get a digital badge which is aggregated and which also gives visibility and mileage, which you can put it on your LinkedIn, Facebook, on your resume as well. Now this gives a lot of mileage, and you can talk about RPA and you will know UI UX of Automation Anywhere software. So and then followed by hands-on practice, we do a 3 days of classroom training, and these trainings have been broken down into your regular classes in your institute and run by like faculty like Sugunya and everyone who run this program. That's one. And after you go through a hands-on program, we recommend 30 to 35 hours of hands-on practice on your own, where you reach out to small industries, or you do some research and build a bot to it and then submit. Basically completely practice session. After that, there will be a list of students who are interested to apply for global level certification. That for those set of students, you go through a bot exam followed by an assessment where you will be given certain use cases and you have to build a bot. And after you complete, you will be a certified essential profession. There are 3 levels of certification: essential, advanced, and masters. At a student level, essential level is more than enough for a student to understand the product and start the RPA journey. And then comes the certified list will be shared with all our partners, with all the hiring partners who are in need of the RPA skills as well. So the audience will be, there are 2 levels of courses. One is technical and non-technical. Technical will be for engineering students and MBA. Preferable will be 3rd and 4th year can take up this e-learning program. And on the hands-on and the certification, the preferred branch would be circuit branch, because that's where your TCS, Infosys, Capgemini, Cognizant of the world would like to hire from a technology perspective. But civil and mechanical students, if you wish to open up and then explore RPA in your respective domain, it's unstoppable. You can also enroll for this program as well. Thank you all for your participation. Any questions, please write to Suganya ma'am, and she should be able to collate all the questions and share it with us. Thank you.